The plan this morning is to make pancakes. We don't have any flour, we don't have any butter, so I have to go to the dairy. So I've got flour and butter now. But it is quite wet out here. Like, there is a significant amount of rain happening. Luckily, got the umbrella. But my legs are damp. Like, they're really sodden. So yeah, just letting you know that it's wet outside. Good morning. So welcome to the pancake recipe. This is Sunday, so we're doing Sunday pancakes. Doing them with zesty lemons. So I'm chucking lemons in them. I'm just measuring out the flour, and I need 2 1/4 cups. And I was putting the flour into the bowl, and I realized I could put the bowl inside another bowl, and then you start doing this, and it kind of flattens out, and then any spare flour goes into the bottom. So you can then remove the inner bowl, take the outer bowl, and then add that flour to the top. It's genius, really. So then that way, you can add a bunch of flour, and it's like, well, it doesn't really matter how much you add, because then you can just do the swirly thing, and then you get just the right amount. Yeah. Further consulting the recipe, I have discovered that I in fact only need 3 cups rather than 2 1/4. So another useful tip is you can just kind of shake the extra flour off, like that. This is just a fun thing to do, really. Yeah, there we go. And now I can just grab another cup of flour. Yeah. So step 1 of making pancakes is to zest the lemons. This involves using a lemon zester and taking the zest off and putting it in a bowl. So we're going to do 2 whole lemons. Now the nice thing about lemon zest is it smells really nice. It just freshens the whole kitchen up, really. So this is a good thing to do first, because it just brightens your day up. So, but once you've done the zest, then the plan is to cut the lemons in half and get the juice. It's like double whammy of like lemon zest and lemon juice. These pancakes are going to be very lemony, which is a good thing. So, just juicing the lemons on the lemon juicer. Just double check the recipe, and it's saying that you only juice 1 1/2 lemons. So if you're feeling risky, but it's not really working. If you're feeling risky, you could go for the full 2 lemon juice for maximum lemon juiciness. But you know, this specifies 1 1/2. Let's go. This isn't working. So this is the half of the lemon that isn't being juiced. I'm going for the squishier one. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So you don't need too much lemon juice. You can overdo it. Else, why would you specify 1 1/2 lemons and not the full 2? I reckon they've learned from experience and they know 1 1/2 lemons is the way to go. There we go. The first combination is 2 1/4 cups of milk with the lemon juice. So I'm going to strain the lemon juice so we don't have any seeds. I don't imagine you really want your seeds in your pancakes. This is like a great combination. So I'm just going to sort of strain that and sort of get all those out. That's interesting. Look at that. Very interesting colour there. So the recipe says just let it sit for a bit. Actually, it says stir it for a bit and then let it sit. So we're going to stir it for a bit and then let it sit for 5 minutes. So we're just going to do that. Okay. So we've let it sit for a bit. I'm going to add the vanilla. It needs 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence, which is a crazy amount. Normally we only deal in like teaspoons of vanilla. Now we haven't got that much, so I'm just going to tip it all in there and just hope for the best. See, you can see how it reacts, and you get kind of like a fractal pattern. Got a lot of interesting stuff happening down there. It's kind of alive. Bit of a science experiment. So I'm going to gently stir that in. Just kind of wisp it around. You can see the milk's starting to go all funny because of the lemon. Feeling good. This is not your usual pancake recipe. Don't remember doing this before, so these are going to be exceptional pancakes. Okay, so that's the sort of like the milky, lemony, milk and lemon mixture. So now I'm going to do the dry ingredients. So it's pretty noisy. So maybe we'll skip this one. You're not going to see this snap. Okay, so I've got the dry ingredients here. So this is basically going to sift them all together with one hand, doing the whole shaking action. So in there we've got 3 cups of flour, which is a lot of flour. 3 cups. It's a lot. We've also got 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This isn't really working. We have to go for more of it up and down. You know what we actually need? We need a spoon. Don't have a spoon. We have the back of a tablespoon. I'm just going to sort of stir that in. I think that's what we're going for. Basically, we just kind of want to sift it. Okay, I might have to get back here. This is not really working with one hand. So there's a lot of stuff in there. So, sifted half the flour, so now I can do the one-hand trick. It's pretty cool. So basically, I think once we've got all the dry ingredients mixed together, we can add the milky lemony stuff. And then the party really starts. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it turns out sugar doesn't really sift. So, it's got like lumps in there as well. So maybe we just tip it in? Yes, just tip it in. That'd be fine. There we go. So I've made a well in the middle of the flour, and now I'm just going to add the milky, lemony, vanilla-y mixture all in there. Now I'm going to sort of gently combine the two. Just going to stir it up a bit, but we don't want to do it too vigorously. Just going to kind of softly do it. The idea being that once it's kind of halfway done, like not fully mixed, we're going to add some eggs in as well. Very, very specific recipe, this one. It's very picky. It's not just mix it all together, no, it's do it halfway, then add the eggs. I hope some science has gone into this. I really do. Okay, so the eggs I'm using have this funny little symbol printed on them. It says GFR01. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means. Probably not gluten-free, but that would be accurate, I suppose. So, just cracking that in there. Bit of shell, you know, for protein or something. Just fish that out. So, just going to sort of mix the eggs up with a knife. Why not? Beat them up a bit. So basically, getting the eggs going there, and I'm going to add that to our flour mixture. So, eggs in the flour. Just kind of pour them in there, I suppose. Now notice we've still got lots of dry flour mixture there, so it's definitely sort of halfway mixed. We're just going to give that a big stir in. So I've got a very nice sort of eggy colour, which is, you know, pancakes tend to be. I think that's mixing with the milk's colouring. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I'm just going to give this a good stir. We'll see how it looks. So the next step is to get a 1/4 cup of butter. Now, not kind of sure what sort of butter they're using, but my butter comes in a block, and it's very hard to get a 1/4 cup of it because it's square and all the cups are circular. We could, I suppose. I suppose there should be a thing of like a 1/4 cup that's square, and you could fit the butter into it. That would make a lot of sense, but we don't have one of those. So I'm just gonna guess. Well, that's a 1/4 cup. I think that's way too much actually. Trying to remember what a 1/4 cup looks like. That's probably a bit too much. So I might chop that up a bit. Chopped up all the butter into little cubes, and I've kind of filled up this 1/2 cup measurement with that. So I reckon once we melt it down, we'll get very closely to a 1/4 cup of melted butter. That's the idea. I mean, we can always add more, I suppose. And always take, you know, it's not a big deal if we add a little bit over. So I'm just going to chuck that in for a bit in the microwave, melt it down. So microwave is done, and we've got 1/4 cup melted butter. You know, pretty good for that. So we're just going to add that in as well. So this should have been done with the eggs, apparently, but I haven't really finished mixing it, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. So all we've got left to add after this is the lemon zest. Yeah, lemon zest. So, it's lemon zest time. So I'm just going to kind of scoop a bunch out, chuck that in there. So that's basically it. We've got our pancake batter. Our zesty, fluffy, vanilla-y, amazing, unique pancake batter. Batter. No, it's definitely batter. Pancake batter. Is it batter? It's a mixture anyway. So, next step, onto the cooking. So for cooking, I have my favourite frying pan. It's like a sort of a smaller size. You can get kind of one whole pancake at a time, and it's just the right size because it fits on a sort of a plate nicely. Yeah, that makes sense. So we're going to add some butter. Let's add some butter to that. Just melt that down on a good heat. Oh, look at that! Look at the slide. Ooh, yeah, stay there. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So melt the butter down and then add some mixture. So butter's melted down. I'm going to take the mixture. I'm just going to add just enough to cover the base pan. Now this is the first pancake. And the first pancake's always a bit of a funny one, really, because like it's still figuring out what it's doing. So I'm not going to be fussed if this one doesn't turn out quite rightly, because it's kind of a bit of a test pancake. Anyway, so we're just going to sort of chuck that. Check my that's kind of dripping over there, but that's okay, we'll clean that up later. So we're just going to sort of let that sizzle for a bit, looking for like bubbles on the top. It's starting to form. And then we're going to give it a flip, cook the other side, give it a taste test. Yeah, ran out of space on the phone. But anyway, so I've got the pancake here, starting to flip it, so woo, first time, nice. So we're going to let that sort of cook on the other side for a bit. So our pancake is done, so we're going to try and flip it in the pan, okay? I'm going to try and flip it onto the plate. So I reckon if I just... Oh yeah. So, going to give that the old taste test. Okay, quick taste test. Lovely texture, lots of lemon. This is going to be great. Pancake number 2 is done. Go and put a flip onto the plate. Oh yeah. So this is going to be good to eat. This is a lot of batter. It's a lot of batter. It serves 4 people. Now the plan here is to make sort of 2 to 3 decent sized pancakes, have that for breakfast, and then keep the batter in the fridge overnight and have instant pancakes every day of the week until the batter runs out. It's gonna be good. Pancake number 3, going for a flip. Oh yeah, perfect. So what makes these pancakes really good is that they're very thick and fluffy. You can see it's very cake-like in there. Which isn't, so normally when I do pancakes they're quite thin and, you know, crunchy, which isn't what you want out of a pancake. So very light and fluffy. So this is an A+ pancake recipe. It's a bit of work. You got to make sure the measurements and the order of operations are all done correctly, but if you do, you're guaranteed to get great pancakes. Okay, last pancake for today. Flipping onto the plate. Oh yeah, nice. So yeah, overall, great recipe. I think the lemon is a good ingredient. It's not just the taste, it just lightens the whole thing. You don't feel like you're having too much pancake. Kind of refreshes it a bit. So I'm going to clean this up. See you next time.